Well, hey everybody, this is Jen, the Alpha Gal Chef, coming to the rescue with another Alpha Gal friendly meal. Today we're going to be making burger beans, and this is one of my husband's most favorite dishes. Today's his birthday, so why not? I basically put everything in a crock pot and I let it cook all day long. It takes me about 10 minutes to prepare, and then it cooks all day. No problem there. So I'm making a double recipe here. So I've started with a can of beans in the bottom of my crock pot, and then I laid over 2 pounds of uncooked ground turkey. And this just keeps the turkey from sticking to the bottom since it doesn't render a whole lot of fat. So this just kind of gives it some moisture on the underside. Feel free to put a couple tablespoons of olive oil on top of the turkey just to add a little bit of fat content. And then we'll be adding 4 more cans of beans, and I use the small red beans, undrained. I don't drain them. The juice is going to work really great inside this dish, and it's very hearty. I'm going to add some mushrooms, seasoning, and some vegetables. I've got chili powder and cumin. And then I'm going to be adding also some celery and onion flakes that I don't have here on the counter with me. So with that, we're just going to go ahead and I'm going to start chopping up these vegetables and adding them to the pot. In 10 minutes, we'll be ready to turn this baby on. So like I said, I've got my beans and turkey started with a little bit of mushrooms that I pre-prepped just to save time. And now I'm going to begin cutting up the onions. I'm going to use 2 medium-sized onions. And you can feel free to chop these any way that you like, whatever suits you. I tend to do them a little bit more on the smaller side, and I just feel that it's just better in the final product. So one going in, we'll do the other half. What's good about this dish is it really doesn't make you miss normal hamburger beans that's done with beef or even ground venison, which is the way we used to eat it in the past. And now with Alpha Gal, I've transformed my family into the ground turkey. We throw a couple of tablespoons of Bragg's amino acid in it if we want it to have a little bit more beefy flavor, and that works just fine. So I'm adding just a little bit more mushrooms. Mushrooms are terrific in this dish, and not only for the heartiness and the meatiness that they impart and that earthy flavor, it's very good for the immune system. It has lots of beta glucan and vitamin D, which just helps to boost that immune system, especially during colds and flu season. And as well as I like to add onions and garlic. Both of those are immune boosting ingredients that are just heart healthy and just good for your lungs, good for your immune system. So I'm cutting up my green bell peppers, 2 of those, and I've taken the seeds and the ribs out. Wouldn't it be cool to actually stuff this mix inside the bell peppers and bake those in the oven on 350 for about an hour? That would be a terrific meal. Or you could just put all this into a pot on your stove. This isn't really hard. You don't have to use a crock pot. Put it on your stove for 3 or 4 hours. And I'm also going to be putting half of a jalapeno in this that I have seeded and deveined just to give it a little bit of a kick. I don't want it to be really hot, but I want it to have a really nice flavor balance in there. So I think that kick of heat along with the chili powder will be really nice. And I have a mask on because whenever I cut peppers, they release their oils and I always inhale them and it burns my throat. I don't think I'm allergic to them, but hey, I used to juice habaneros in my green juices, and I would always breathe right before I would finish my juicing. I would stick those habaneros in and inhale that every time and burn my lungs, so I wear a mask when I'm cutting peppers. Here's where I'm using the spoon to devein. I should be wearing gloves because I always do this with my raw hands and I forget to wash them, and then I go rub my eyes later and whoo, does that burn. I'm going to cut these really fine, very small dices. I don't want to get a big bite of a hot pepper. I just want it to permeate the whole dish and just be very light in the bite. Sorry for the back side, I am missing some garlic. And I typically put 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, rather large sizes, in casseroles and stews that I make, just for the immune boost that it gives. I do like to take the root vein out of it because I find that makes it a little bit more bitter and a little bit more troublesome for the stomach and digestion. It just works a whole lot better when you remove those out of them. Makes it more mellow. And I just, hit my garlic with the knife, and that cracks that skin open. It's real easy to peel. And I'll like to finish this off with a garnish of some vegan sour cream and vegan parmesan and little cilantro leaves. And then I'll make a big hunk of bread with a little bit of garlic butter and some herbs, and then I'll just broil those in the oven, get them toasty, and that just pairs beautifully with this burger bean, turkey bean stew. This makes a large amount, so you have dinner for a couple of days or a dinner tonight and a few heated up lunches for your family. My husband likes to eat leftovers for a couple of days, so he always wants me to make a big batch. And so that's what he's gonna get. It's his birthday after all. So I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder and onion powder, let's say half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of those. I'll put about a tablespoon of cumin, and then I'll put about a tablespoon of California chili powder, which has a wonderful flavor, not too much heat, but very good. And then I'm probably going to put about a teaspoon and a half of salt, and about a quarter to a half a teaspoon of pepper. Do it to your liking. There's no right or wrong, but you really want that punch of garlic, cumin, and the chili powder in there. And then I'll put about 2 ribs of celery chopped in there, and about maybe 2 tablespoons of dried onion flakes. Over the years, I've learned how many twists it takes to make a quarter of a teaspoon, a half a teaspoon, and a teaspoon, so I don't have to measure that out. Now I'm just going to add my 4 cans of beans, stir it up a bit, stick a lid on it, turn it on high for about 3 to 4 hours, and then I'll turn it down low for another 3 to 4 hours, and it'll be ready to go. So I put this all together in 10 minutes or less. And so that's a record time for the 30-minute meal plan. But it does cook all day, and that's no problem for me. If I can stick one of these casseroles together first thing in the morning and walk away, I don't care if it takes 30 minutes to cook, because I'm not going to mess with it until it's time to serve it up on a platter. Oftentimes, if my family wants mammal products, I will put them all together in these crock pots, stick it out in the garage, plug it in, so I don't get any vapors in the house, but they can enjoy a nice meal of their favorite mammal products. So I will do that now and again. So I'll see you when it's done. This is the final product, garnished and ready to go to be enjoyed and absolutely tantalize the taste buds. My husband's gonna love this birthday. Visit my websites, Alpha Gal Chef, Alpha Gal Success, Alpha Gal Support Products. Blessings. Like, share the video, give a big thumbs up. Blessings.